Bang Si-Hyuk speaks out. Taehyung was treated unfairly in LA. Jungkook couldn't hold back his tears. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you see BTS forever. Now, imagine this. Bang Si-Hyuk, founder of HYBE, the very architect of BTS's global empire, recently spoke out. And what he revealed has shaken the fandom to its core. His words weren't just protective, they were explosive. They pulled back the curtain on what really happened to Taehyung in Los Angeles. And how it left Jungkook in tears backstage. But before we dive into what Bang PD-nim said, you need to hear this story from the beginning. This is not just about fame. Not about money. This is about dignity. It's August. Los Angeles is buzzing with the usual glitz, but somewhere in the heart of that city, one of the most beloved artists in the world was facing something no one expected. Taehyung, adored for his deep voice and striking stage presence, had just landed in LA for an official schedule. But instead of the usual welcome, a carefully planned airport protocol, HYBE staff, security measures in place, what greeted him was chaos. Pure, unfiltered, media-manufactured chaos. Where was his team? Where was the protection that someone of his stature should have had? Sources close to the situation began whispering, this wasn't just a one-off mistake. This was systemic. Someone, somewhere, dropped the ball, or worse, turned a blind eye. And then, Bang Si-Hyuk spoke. He didn't name names. But his tone was unmistakable. There are moments, he said, when even those at the top feel powerless. Taehyung deserved better. He was not protected the way he should have been. His voice trembled, not out of fear, but out of something deeper. Guilt, perhaps. Responsibility. Why would the founder of the very company that built BTS say something so bold? So public? What was happening behind the scenes? Eyewitnesses said he looked unsettled. That charming smile wasn't there. His manager was nowhere in sight for the first several minutes. Security seemed disorganized. One fan claimed she saw a photographer get within inches of his face, shouting questions, trying to provoke a reaction. But Taehyung didn't react. He didn't lash out. He didn't run. He just lowered his head and walked. What must that feel like? To have the world watching, yet no one truly seeing you? Later that night, sources close to the group say Jungkook found Taehyung sitting alone. No makeup. No cameras. Just silence. And pain. That's when Jungkook broke down. The youngest member of BTS, the Golden Magne, known for his strength and composure, reportedly couldn't hold back his tears. One staffer overheard Jungkook saying, "He doesn't say anything, but I know he hurts." That moment, captured in fragments, whispers, and second-hand accounts, has haunted fans ever since. And when Bang Si-Hyuk made his statement weeks later, everything started to make sense. This wasn't just about one bad day. This was the symptom of something deeper. To understand the weight of this, you have to go back, to the very beginning. To 2013. BTS wasn't always the global juggernaut it is today. They were the underdogs. The boys from a no-name company, overlooked and underestimated. Every handshake, every spotlight, every award, they fought for it. Taehyung, in particular, had always been the hidden member. He wasn't even revealed until just before their debut. Fans often speak of his duality, his playful, quirky personality offset by moments of striking vulnerability. And yet, he became one of the most magnetic presences in the group. The soulful voice behind Singularity. The face that launched 1,000 fan cams. The artist who dances on the edge between idol and enigma. So when someone like him is left unprotected, you have to ask. Was it an accident? Or something more deliberate? The internet exploded. Armies from every corner of the globe trended hashtags demanding answers. Hashtag protect Taehyung. Hashtag where is HYBE? And HYBE? They were silent. 4 days. Until Bang Si-Hyuk said what no one expected him to say, this is not how we treat our artists. I take full responsibility. His words were powerful. But vague. And that vagueness only deepened the mystery. Who failed him? And why? BTS has always been a family. That's not PR. That's real. They trained together. Lived together. Built their legacy together. So when one of them suffers, they all do. And in the weeks following the incident, fans began to notice something. Taehyung was quieter during interviews. He smiled, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Jungkook stayed closer to him during public events, almost like a silent guardian. Something had shifted. But this wasn't the first time Taehyung faced mistreatment in silence. And if what Bang Si-Hyuk hinted at is true, this may have just been the tip of the iceberg. Because the real question is, what else has BTS endured behind closed doors? And why is it only now that Bang Si-Hyuk is speaking out? There's a pattern, if you look close enough. A thread woven through the years, subtle glances, hushed moments, unspoken tensions. And through it all, Taehyung has smiled. Carried on. Danced like nothing was wrong. Sung like the world hadn't disappointed him again and again. But what if this moment in Los Angeles was the breaking point? What if the silence that followed wasn't just corporate damage control, but guilt? Bang Si-Hyuk's words, while rare, were telling. His decision to speak publicly was not just a statement. It was a warning. What do you think really happened in Los Angeles? Was this an isolated oversight, or the symptom of something deeper within HYBE's system? Let's talk in the comments below. And if you felt something during this story, share it. Because sometimes, silence speaks. But stories heal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Until then, stay curious.